Before I start the video, I just want to explain that this is in the PTR. It's not 100% that the changes will get pushed into the live servers, and this is also how I personally understand how these changes work in the PTR. Alright, so April 24, PTR patch 1.48, there has been some changes on Doomfist, both good and bad, and some bug fixes, and I'm going to explain each one in detail, what the changes are and what the bug fixes are, and what it kind of means for Doomfist. So one of the changes for Doomfist is that he can now hold his slam button and it'll activate as soon as it's available. So for example, this is on PTR. When I uppercut, hold E, and I look at when I look at a spot where I can get this little blue indicator, it will immediately slam there. So I'll hold E, look down, and look, the slam activates instantly. This is not possible in live, and I'll show you an example. So I'm currently in the live version of Overwatch, and I'm going to show you guys that holding my slam button does not work. As you see, my character is not slamming when I'm holding my E button. I really like this change for Doomfist because if you play Doomfist, you know that the indicator slam is full of bugs and that you could spam your E button and it'll just never ever work. This makes Doomfist indicator slam, officially known as aerial slam according to the patch notes. It's going to be much more consistent, and I actually really like this change for Doomfist. Another issue with this is that if you're holding your slam button and your slam didn't go off, so here, let me not let it go off, I'll touch the ground. As you see in the bottom right, my character is still holding the E button, but listen, I can't shoot, I can't activate my rocket punch, I can't uppercut, I can walk forward, I can press space, I can't melee, so if for some reason you're holding your slam button and it didn't go off, you can't use your abilities. And I don't know if you would consider that an issue because, for example, like let's say you do some stupid rollout, right? And you're like in the air, you're holding E, and you want to like shoot the Pharaoh or something, right? Like you're trying to shoot her, and then you look back to instantly slam wherever your indicator lands on. You can't do that because you can't shoot. So yeah. So another nice change for Doomfist Slam was they said when landing very close or on top of enemies, the enemy will be pushed in front / away from Doomfist slightly instead of sometimes having them end up beside or behind Doomfist. Now I'll show you what that means, and this is actually a really big change for Doomfist, and I really like it. So we'll spawn the bot right here, and we'll do it with an indicator slam. It'll make more sense. So if we slam like right here, you can see that it pulls the soldier towards us, right? Now, if I slam very close to him, like let's say literally right behind him, hold on, I gotta go a little more closer to him actually. There we go. As you see, it pushes him away from me instead of the soldier being pulled towards me or jumping and going on top of my head because of that, it actually pushes the person out of the way. And this is actually really nice because then you can set up your combo a little more easier, and it's more consistent because on live at the moment, his slam is very inconsistent. When you're slamming very close to somebody, they'll either end up on top of your head or they'll be pushed through you and end up behind you, which is really buggy. I'll show you guys a few clips of that. This also works with arc slam, so if I'm from a distance, I slam, he gets pulled towards me. If I kind of slam inside of him or very close to him, he will get pushed out in front of me. So they said in the patch notes that they fixed the bug where if you slam inside of an enemy, it will push them in front of you, which I showed you earlier, right? Like clearly it was kind of working. But it's still possible for the enemy to get pushed to the side of you or behind you. So technically this bug isn't fully fixed. I will try to repeat it. It's a little difficult. Okay, I went through him there. Okay, there you go. He still got pushed behind me. I didn't like... He's supposed to basically go in front of me, but he gets pushed behind me. Like, he teleports behind me, it pushes us both to the side. Sometimes you get the results of the enemy being to your, like, right side a little bit. I don't know about the left, I mainly get it to the right, but they'll be to your right side a little bit, and this will be the position that you're in. So, I'll see if I can repeat it. There There you go. As you see, it kind of pushed him to the side and it pushed me to the side, so it kind of makes doing the slam and to shoot the uppercut a little more difficult. Hopefully this gets looked into and gets fixed before heading into the live version. It still applies to the indicator slam. There you go. So right now I'm in the live version of Overwatch. I'm going to show you what a late slam is. So this is just a regular slam which has an indicator. I get 65 damage. Now if I try to slam as late as possible, where I get caught on some walls, I will deal more damage out of my slam. So I dealt 74 damage there instead of 65 because I pressed it as late as possible, and my character kind of got stuck on this little object right here, and I dealt more damage. So I'll do it right here. I got 68. 68 again. 71. As you see, I'm getting more damage. I'm basically using the momentum from my character jumping off of this and activating my slam button as late as possible to kind of go around this wall right here, and I deal more damage. Now, a wall slam is basically using your indicator slam, and you're gonna get caught on a wall and you'll drop straight down and deal a ton of damage. Just like that. This is a wall slam. Now, if you play Doomfist casually and you're like the type of dude to not do rollouts, you probably had a game where, let's say you want to slam at somebody right there, and you get caught on this wall and you're like, well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to slam right there. I didn't want to get caught on this wall and drop down with my slam. And it happens very frequently, even if you're not a rollout Doomfist. I mean, even if you are a rollout Doomfist, like, trying to slam right there, for example, you'll most likely get caught on this wall and fall straight down. It's very annoying, right? On PTR, they kind of fixed this. Basically, I can't use this extra momentum from me jumping off of the high ground to get this slam anymore. It's going to be much more harder to pull off. It makes slam way more consistent, which is nice. Basically, wherever your indicator is, that's exactly where you're going to go. You're not going to fall down on the floor as much. It's still possible to get late slams where you're getting caught on the wall and you're getting more damage out of it. It's just going to be extremely difficult. There's also, like, you can use your rocket punch. Like, this is live right now, so I can use my rocket punch, cancel it, and activate my slam. And as you see, I got that extra momentum from my slam, from my rocket punch, and it got me caught on this wall. But if I were to do that on PTR right now, I wouldn't get caught on this wall. I would actually slam exactly where I'm looking at, because basically as soon as I activate my slam, it stops all the momentum I had, and it doesn't carry that extra momentum, so it makes slam much more consistent. And I will go on PTR and show you guys. So I am on the PTR version of Overwatch, and I'm going to show you how my slam does not just basically doesn't carry the momentum that it was giving in the live version. So I'm going to drop down, activate my slam. I'm not getting caught on that wall. I'll try to get caught right here. I'll jump off the high ground, press my slam as late as possible. I'm just not getting caught on this wall, and the reason is I'm not getting that momentum from me jumping off the high ground. The best way you could think of it is if I'm just standing still and I jumped and I got an indicator and activated my slam. That's pretty much what's happening right now. If I try to get caught on this wall, it's practically impossible. So late slams are going to be very difficult to pull off. Wall slams are going to be really difficult to pull off. You see I just got it right there, but I barely got it. It's not patched, it's just more harder to pull off because you're not getting that extra momentum that you were getting from jumping off the high ground. This also applies to rocket punch. As you see, I didn't gain that extra momentum, and I'm not getting caught on this wall how I got caught on it earlier. This makes slam more consistent, but doing these rollouts or techs, specifically light slam, wall slam, and one frame slam, it's just going to be so much more difficult. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's kind of both. The good thing, your slam is more consistent. Wherever your indicator is, that's exactly where you're going to go. It's not going to bug out on you. The bad thing is, if you're trying to do that rollout where if you want to drop down here with a 125 slam, doing that wall slam, it's going to be way too difficult to even pull off in a game. If you're trying to do a late slam to get more damage than 65, it's gonna be way more harder to pull off. That's another downside. Um, it's really hard to say if this has more pros to it or more cons to it. It's just, I mean, it's more consistent, and that's pretty much what Doomfist needs right now. Is he needs to be more consistent, because right now he is a complete inconsistent hero. He's just awful. But yeah, that is the slam change that they did on PTR. Let me know what you guys think of this change. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? There you go. I just got caught on this wall and I got 76. Like, it's still possible. It's just way more difficult, and I'm not going around this whole wall. So currently in the live version, if McCree rolls and you uppercut him, he won't hit the proper height, but this was fixed on PTR, so if you do uppercut McCree on PTR at the moment, he will go the proper height, and this is actually a pretty nice change. So if you're playing Sombra and you're hacking somebody and Doomfist punches you to cancel your hack does not go on cooldown. This was fixed on PTR though. So yeah, this is the end of the video. There's one thing I didn't include, and that was the animation pop on Seismic Slam. I have no idea what that was or what it means, so I didn't bother including it. I don't think it's really that important because it's just an animation thing. Um, if you guys want, you can join the Discord. It will be under the description, and I will also link my Twitch if you guys want to give me a follow.